He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. That's Nietzsche, and it's the start of our story. Let's talk about where this all begins. Think back to when you were very small. You looked up to everyone, your parents, teachers, older kids. You learned how to act by watching what others did. If you smiled and someone smiled back, you felt good. If you cried and someone comforted you, you felt safe. But what if you didn't get that smile or that hug? What if you tried your best but it wasn't enough? Many children grow up needing to please. Sometimes parents or teachers care a lot about what others think. They want you to be polite, get good grades, look good in front of others. You start to believe that being liked is the most important thing. You learn that fitting in matters more than being yourself. This is called social conditioning. It's how we learn what's normal in our family, our school, our world. You pick up the rules even before you know you're doing it. You notice what makes people happy with you. You notice what makes them upset. Slowly, you start changing how you act just to fit in. You want to belong. That's normal. It's a very old instinct. Long ago, if you were left out of the group, it could be dangerous. So your brain learned to copy others. If everyone else laughs, you laugh too. If everyone is quiet, you stay quiet. This is called social proof. It's a powerful force. When you're not sure what to do, you look around. You think, if everyone's doing it, it must be right. You trust the group more than yourself. Psychologists have studied this. In one famous experiment, people gave the wrong answer just to fit in with the group, even when they knew it was wrong. Most people, at least once, will go along with the crowd. Why? Because we're afraid of being left out. We want to be liked, we want to be safe, but sometimes this need to fit in becomes a trap. You start to ignore your own thoughts. You stop asking, what do I want? Instead, you ask, what do they want from me? That's when the seeds of self-doubt are planted. You start to wonder if your own ideas are good enough. You start to feel nervous about speaking up. You worry about being wrong. You worry about being laughed at. You worry about being left out. This is the fear of rejection. It's one of the deepest fears humans have. If someone turns away, it feels like something is wrong with you. You might even start to think you're not good enough. You might try even harder to please. You might hide your real feelings. You might stop trying new things just in case you fail. You might say yes when you want to say no. You might stay quiet when you want to speak. You might follow the group even if you disagree, and every time you do, you lose a little bit of yourself. You become more and more dependent on what others think. You start to doubt your own worth. You start to believe that you need someone else's approval to feel okay. This is how emotional dependency begins. You look outside yourself for answers. You wait for someone else to tell you you're good enough. You forget how to trust your own voice. And slowly you become a stranger to yourself. But you're not alone in this. Almost everyone has felt this way at some point. Studies show that most people will change their answer, even if they know it's wrong, just to fit in with a group. Children who don't get enough support or attention can grow up always looking for approval. Even adults struggle with this. You might work hard to impress your boss. You might buy things to look good to your friends. You might hide your real opinions just to avoid conflict. You might feel like you're never enough. Self-doubt grows in this environment. It starts small, but it can take over your life. You start to question every decision. You wonder if you're smart enough, strong enough, good enough. You might even avoid trying, just to avoid failing. This is the root of the struggle. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you learn to survive by fitting in. But now, it's time to see where this path leads. Because following everyone else means you never learn to lead yourself. And that's what Nietzsche meant. If you don't obey yourself, someone else will command you. You have the power to change this. But first, you need to see how deep these patterns go. You need to understand where they started. You need to ask, whose voice am I really listening to? Is it mine or someone else's? That's the root. That's where the journey begins. Let's talk about the trap we all fall into, the moment we start losing ourselves. It begins so quietly. You look at someone else and think, why can't I be more like them? You see their grades, their clothes, their friends. You start to compare. Comparison is like a mirror that only shows what you lack. It makes you feel small even when you're doing your best. Psychologists say social comparison can hurt your mind. It can make you feel envy, guilt, or regret. When you look at others and always see yourself as less, you start to believe it. You might even lie to yourself or blame yourself for not measuring up. You begin to change who you are just to fit in. You say yes when you want to say no. You pretend to like things you don't. You hide your real thoughts and feelings. This is called self-betrayal. It's when you stop listening to your own needs. You do things that hurt you just to keep others happy. You might ignore red flags. You might let people treat you badly. You might stop asking for what you want. You betray yourself a little more each time. And every time you do, you feel more lost. Living for others' expectations is heavy. Surveys show that most people's biggest regrets are about not being true to themselves, about education, career, love, or even how they spent their free time. People regret not speaking up, not taking chances, not choosing what they really wanted. When you live for others, you feel disappointment and regret. You feel powerless, like you're just watching your life happen instead of living it. You start to wonder, what if I had chosen for me? You might feel stuck, unable to move forward. This is the cost of living for someone else's dreams. You lose your own. Inside, a quiet voice says, "This isn't me." But you keep going, hoping for approval. You hope someone will finally say, "You're enough." But the more you chase it, the emptier you feel. This is the danger of external validation. It's like being thirsty and drinking salt water. No matter how much you get, you're never satisfied. People who chase approval lose confidence in themselves. They stop taking risks. They stop growing. They play it safe, afraid of making mistakes or being judged. You might even stop trying new things just to avoid being criticized. You become addicted to the praise, the likes, the compliments, but it never fills you up. Sometimes you even start to crave chaos. You pick fights, make drama, or jump from one problem to another. It feels normal even when it hurts. This is called chaos addiction. It happens when calm feels scary and only trouble feels familiar. Maybe you grew up around drama and now you seek it out without knowing why. You might even use chaos to distract yourself from the emptiness inside. It's a cycle that's hard to break. All of this creates a false self. You wear a mask, hiding your true thoughts and feelings. Jung called this the shadow, the parts of you that you hide, even from yourself. You push down your real needs, hoping to be accepted. But the shadow doesn't go away. It grows, making you feel anxious, restless, or even angry. You might feel like you're living someone else's life. You might feel like you're never enough no matter what you do. You might even forget what you wanted in the first place. This is the pain of never feeling enough. You keep reaching for something that always slips away. You feel tired, lonely, and unseen. You wonder, is this all there is? But you're not alone. Almost everyone has felt this way. It's not your fault. But it is your chance to wake up, to see the trap for what it is, and to remember you can choose a different path. You don't have to lose yourself to be loved. You don't have to betray yourself to belong. You can start to find your way back, and that's where the journey of self-mastery begins. Now let's look in the mirror, not the one on your wall, but the one inside you. Carl Jung, a famous thinker, called this your shadow. The shadow is made of all the parts of yourself you try to hide. It's your anger, your jealousy, your sadness, anything you think is bad or wrong. But everyone has a shadow, even the kindest person you know. It's normal to want to hide these parts, but hiding them doesn't make them go away. In fact, the more you hide them, the more they control you. The first step is to be calm and gentle with yourself. Before you look at your shadow, take a deep breath. Feel your heart beating. Remind yourself, it's okay to see all of me. This is called self-compassion. It means being kind to yourself even when you notice things you don't like. Now ask yourself, what am I afraid to see about myself? Maybe you get angry easily. Maybe you feel jealous of a friend. Maybe you pretend to be happy when you're really sad. These are all parts of your shadow. Facing these truths can feel scary. Sometimes the truth is messy or painful. You might want to run away or pretend it's not there. But the truth always finds a way to show itself. If you keep ignoring it, you'll feel tense and uneasy inside. But if you look at it honestly, you start to feel lighter. This is called self-inquiry. It means asking yourself honest questions like, who am I really, or what do I truly feel? You don't have to fix everything right away, and just notice what's there. Ask yourself, is this really me? Or is it something I learned to hide? Sometimes you'll find that you act a certain way just to be liked, or you hide your real feelings to avoid trouble. But when you see these patterns, you can start to change them. Let me tell you a story. There was a person who always tried to make everyone happy. She said yes to everything, even when she was tired. She smiled, even when she wanted to cry. One day she realized she didn't know what she liked anymore. She felt empty inside. She decided to stop pretending. She started saying what she really felt. At first it was hard. Some people didn't like it. But slowly she felt stronger. She found friends who liked her for who she really was. She felt free for the first time. Another story. A man always wanted his boss to be proud of him. He worked late every night. He never said no. He was always worried about making a mistake. One day he asked himself, what do I want? He realized he wanted more time with his family. He started leaving work on time. He felt scared at first, but his life got better. He was happier, and his boss respected him more. These people faced their shadow. They stopped hiding from the truth. They started accepting themselves, even the parts they didn't like. This is called radical acceptance. It means saying, this is who I am right now. It doesn't mean you give up on changing. It means you stop fighting with yourself. You stop judging yourself for being human. Radical acceptance helps you feel more peaceful inside. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest. When you accept all of yourself, you become whole. You feel less anxious and more balanced. You stop needing everyone's approval. You start trusting your own voice. Remember, this takes time. You might feel resistance at first. That's normal. But every small step you take brings you closer to being your true self. You can start today. Ask yourself, what am I hiding from myself? Be gentle with your answer. Accept what you find and know that you are still worthy of love. This is the power of meeting your shadow. This is how you become free. Let's talk about how you can build your inner authority, step by step, like learning to ride a bike or tie your shoes. Self-mastery isn't something you get all at once. It's a daily practice. You start with small habits that help you know yourself better. One of the best ways is journaling. Journaling means writing down your thoughts and feelings, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. You don't need fancy words, just be honest. You can write in a notebook, on your phone, or even record your voice. Journaling helps you see what's really going on inside you. It's like shining a flashlight into a dark room. When you write, you start to notice patterns. What makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you really want. Journaling can help you feel less stressed and more calm. It's a way to talk to yourself and listen at the same time. You can also use journaling to solve problems. If you're stuck on a decision, write down the pros and cons. Ask yourself, what do I want? What matters most to me? Reflection is important too. Take a few minutes each day to think about what went well and what you could do differently. This helps you learn from your mistakes and celebrate your wins. Another practice is spending time alone, solitude. Solitude is not the same as being lonely. It's a quiet time when you can hear your own thoughts. Even 20 minutes a day can help you feel stronger and more confident. Solitude helps you know yourself better, away from all the noise and opinions of others. When you're alone, you can ask yourself, who am I really, and what do I want? Decision-making is another part of self-mastery. Every choice you make shapes your life. Start with small decisions like what to eat or what to wear. Then practice making bigger choices. If you're not sure, try the 10-10-10 rule. How will this choice feel in 10 minutes, 10 months, or 10 years? Trust your gut, but also think things through. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Now let's talk about affirming your worth. Affirmations are simple, positive things you say to yourself like, I am strong or I am enough. You can write them, say them out loud, or even think them in your mind. Try starting your day with a few affirmations. For example, I am brave. My voice matters. I am worthy of love and respect. If you feel nervous or unsure, repeat an affirmation to yourself. It's like giving your mind a warm hug. Affirmations help you believe in yourself even when others don't. They remind you that your value doesn't depend on what others think. Choosing your peace over approval is a big step. Sometimes people won't like your choices, but studies show that people who choose their own path are happier and feel better about themselves. Autonomy, making your own decisions, leads to more happiness and well-being. When you pick peace, you're telling yourself, I matter. It's okay to say no to things that make you feel bad. It's okay to walk away from people or situations that steal your joy. At first, choosing peace can feel scary. You might worry about letting people down, but every time you choose your peace, you get stronger inside. If you have a setback, don't give up. Everyone faces self-doubt sometimes. When you mess up, be kind to yourself. Remember, mistakes are part of learning. Think about what you did well and what you can do better next time. Set small, realistic goals and celebrate every step forward. If you feel stuck, talk to someone you trust or write about it in your journal. Self-mastery is a journey, not a race. You don't have to be perfect, just keep trying. Embrace your mistakes and imperfections. They make you unique. Every day is a chance to learn and grow. Integration means bringing all parts of yourself together, the good and the not so good. It's about loving yourself, even when you're not perfect. You are always a work in progress, and that's okay. So keep practicing. Keep choosing yourself. You are building your inner authority one small step at a time.